Kelly, and thank you for joining me for a little bit of a yoga practice. This session is going to be a little bit more for arms and shoulders, upper back, a little bit of mobility, and hopefully some restoration in those areas, getting things a little bit lubricated. So if you're ready, go ahead and join me on the mat. So coming into our easy pose, letting the tailbone sit on the floor, finding a nice comfortable seated position, hands go wherever they may be, and just taking a nice big breath in through the nose, holding at the top, and exhaling through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, and exhaling. And noticing as you exhale, the shoulders releasing down your back. Taking a few more deep breaths. Feeling your chest rise. And release and deflate as you exhale. Just letting your shoulder blades melt down. And tilting the head over to the right side, feeling that stretch along your left neck. And go ahead and turn that left hand palm facing up and extending out to the side. You should feel a stretch travel down from your neck, a little bit down into your shoulder. And just breathing nice and steady, letting that relax and release. And feel free to make your eyes heavy and closed at this time. As you exhale, feeling the release further. And then go ahead and return the hand to neutral. And exhale, tucking the chin down. And inhaling, lifting the chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the chin down. Inhale up. Letting your breath guide your movement. And return the head to neutral and tilt the head to the left side. And again, open the right palm up and out to the side. And feel that stretch travel down from your neck into your shoulder. And again, letting the breath release as you exhale. And go ahead and return the hand to your lap. And starting over the chin to the left shoulder, rolling down towards the chest in a nice big full circle, and over to the other side. And rolling from the left shoulder over to the right, nice and slow and gentle. Really focus on extending your neck out and down towards the chest and around. And come back to neutral. And inhale, raising the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, release down. A few more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. And then shake the head from side to side. And rolling the shoulders back and down and around to the front. Really focusing on a nice big circle range of motion. You might feel some popping, that's okay, as long as there's no pain. And then go ahead and reverse the direction. You might notice a little bit of a slight difference, maybe one shoulder's a little bit more maneuverable than the other. Just making note of that. You are likely to have a little bit of discrepancy between the two. It's just working our bodies into balance. And then I like to shake my spine a little bit side to side after that. All right, and then go ahead and bring the left hand straight out to the side, bringing the right hand underneath, touching the tricep, and slowly bringing it across the chest, spreading those fingers nice and wide. And as you continue to reach, stretch and extend those fingers, trying to grab for length. And slowly bring the hand back and extend the arms nice and long, the fingertips toward the other side, reaching for length. And slowly release down and shake out that arm. And then gathering up the tension and flinging it out your wrist. Then go ahead and switch to the other side, extending the hand nice and long. Again, bringing that left hand underneath on that tricep, and bringing it straight across the body, extending those fingers nice and wide and long. And then go ahead and bring the arm out to the side and extend the fingertips nice and long and stretch. And go ahead and release. And again, gathering up that energy and shaking it out and down. And then go ahead and roll those shoulders, alternating backwards and forwards. And then now this part, I'll move to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So bringing your left hand behind on the lower part of your back, and then grabbing with your right arm on the wrist and slowly pulling the left hand up and back and keeping that chest forward. The tendency is to crouch, keeping a nice straight vertebral column. And here, if you're not able to grab your hand, grabbing a strap from your left hand to the right and pulling until you can slowly, gradually reach the wrist is an option. And again, breathing nice and deep, allowing the body to release. And go ahead and switch it on out, bringing that right hand on the back, grabbing with that left hand, and again, straightening out that vertebral column, nice and long. And again, using that breath to help release, relax. And go ahead and release the arms. And then go ahead and join the fingers, interlacing together. And then push the palms out in front, stretching forward. And then bring the arms up overhead. Still interlaced. And then go ahead and hands still interlaced. Reach on over to the right side. Then switch it on over to the left side. And slowly bring those hands down. And then go ahead and grab both hands interlaced in the back behind. Again, if you need a strap just to grab behind, that's fine. Slowly push those hands down towards the mat, straightening out that spine and looking up towards the ceiling just slightly. And then slowly bring your body to neutral again. And then go ahead and lift your hands behind if possible. Again, if you need a yoga strap to connect the hands, feel free to do so. And again, trying to keep the spine nice and tall and straight. And you do have an option here if you want to come forward with a nice flat back, get a little bit of a stretch in the hips simultaneously, feel free to do so. And go ahead and return to neutral, release the arms. And again, shake it out just a little bit. Roll the neck from side to side. All right, and then go ahead, we're gonna do eagle pose now. So I'll be at a little bit of a diagonal so you can kind of see. So bringing the right hand up top, left hand swoops underneath the tricep, crisscrosses and meets with the right. And then the tendency is to come up nice and tall. Try and bring it down, and you should feel the stretch into your shoulders more concentrated by bringing it down. Nice even pressure between the left and the right hand. And then go ahead and release those hands, shake it out just a little bit. And then bringing the left hand up, bringing the right arm curled underneath, meeting to touch the palms together. And again, relaxing, bringing the arms down. Go ahead and release, and again, shake out those arms, relax. And then go ahead into a tabletop position. So hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. And then releasing the spine just a little bit, stretching into a cat position, reaching the belly up towards the ceiling, chin towards the chest, inhaling, and exhaling, reversing, bringing the belly button towards the floor, chin up towards the ceiling, and just letting your breath guide that movement nice and slow. And concentrating on nice full motion. And then come back to a neutral position. Go ahead and place the knees on the outer edge of the mat, and then slowly come back into child's pose, bringing the arms forward, chest towards the floor, and taking nice deep breaths. Slowly raise up just a little bit. We're going to snake that left hand underneath, and then slowly depress into that left shoulder, looking to the right. And slowly switch. So bringing that right hand underneath, depressing into that right shoulder, looking to the left. Slowly come up, and then do a little bit of a hip circle, really focusing on your shoulders. So not just the hips, but the shoulders rotating about in a circle. And then go ahead and switch the direction. And then focusing a little bit on the wrists now. So again, being on the knees, if that feels comfortable, stay right where you're at. If you need a pillow underneath your knees to support, that's fine too. So slowly bringing the left hand, hands facing towards you, and slowly bringing that wrist palm down. And then scooching, leaning back. Get a little bit of a stretch for your wrist. And again, trying to maintain the palm flat on the floor. And then go ahead and release and switch out. Roll the wrist around just a little bit. And again, bringing the left hands back towards you, palm flat on the floor. And slowly release back to what's comfortable to you. And again, you'll probably have differences between the left and right. Just be cognizant of this. It is normal, but we are working slowly to try and find balance. And in order to find balance, you must be identifying that there is an imbalance. And slowly release and circle that wrist around. And again, come back to your child's pose. So hands a little bit forward, scooching your hips back, letting the chest fall into the mat. And slowly, what you want to do is called roll the peanut. So letting the hands place firmly on the mat above, and slowly nose close to the ground, forearms going to be touching. Slowly maneuver your body up into upward dog. And tucking the belly up towards the spine to protect. Come back into child's pose. Taking a breath here. And slowly rolling the body close to the floor. Extending up. And doing that a few more times at your pace. Pushing the hips back. And rolling forward. And extending up. and scooching back. And then rolling forward. And then come back to your easy pose. So you can crisscross your legs in the back and come back to a seated position. And slowly coming back. Tailbone seated, nice and firm. And palms face up. Taking a few breaths, gathering yourself. Straightening the spine. Becoming one with our breath again. Breathing in deeply through the nose, holding at the top, and exhaling out your mouth. And focusing on breathing through your chest, so feeling the air rise and inflate. Holding and expelling the breath. And focusing the effort through the diaphragm and the chest, not necessarily the belly. As a quick little reminder, you can put your hand on your belly as a tactile cue, breathing in, feeling your belly be static, not moving. And then go ahead and return the hands to center. And slowly extending the hands out to the side, nice and tall and long, spreading those fingertips nice and wide. Feeling those shoulder blades depress and come together in the back. And slowly extending and scooping those arms into the ground and slowly extending the hands nice and wide, raising up to the top. Inhaling at the top and extending, fanning the hands down, nice and long at the bottom. And again, scooping the hands down, out. And again, nice slow range of motion, really extending and feeling. Exhaling, releasing down. Breathing up and in. And extending down. And one more breath. And relaxing, shaking the head from side to side. Moving the shoulders back and forth. Rolling the shoulders back. And forward. And rotating the neck from left to right. And slowly bringing the hands to heart center. Take a few nice, calm, rejuvenating breaths in through the nose. And exhaling. And as you do this, think about breathing in the light, the radiance, the good into your body, holding it in, letting it settle, and exhaling all the things that do not serve you. Inhaling the good, releasing the bad. And continuing to receive the cleansing, radiant thoughts and expelling those that don't serve you. And thank you for joining me and sharing this practice. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you so much for sharing that light. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste.